What's going on, Legionnaires? Welcome to another episode of the Legion of Comic Correction. We talk all things garbage. Yeah, I mean, we're not pulling punches tonight.
No.
We're not pulling punches.
Oh my gosh.
Nope. Patreon, this goes out to you. You guys voted on it, and apparently,
you wanted this.
Apparently,
You
our
asked
Patreon
for it.
members don't like it.
The people wanted it.
I think
And
at
they're
this
getting
point,
it.
it's
Nobody else
I think
wanted
it's
it.
torture. I think it's
You know what,
actual
though?
torture.
This is
for
all
us.
of our friends just getting back
all
at
of our
us.
friends just
can
being
I
like, I
say-
hate these three.
Can I say, though, that we kind of brought on ourselves
We did.
because we named ourselves the Legion of Comic Correction.
We did.
Because we're trying to correct things.
Yep.
It's
And
not
so
wrong. Like, it's not
what
wrong.
we should be doing.
Say we named ourselves.
Yeah.
I had no part in that.
Well, I was trying to make you feel included.
He wants
You want
to be
feel included.
He wants to
Only
be a
the
part
good
of it
stuff.
when it doesn't involve having
Only
to
the
have to
good
deal with this stuff.
He's like,
Not
I'll
the
be
name.
involved.
Only bring me in for the good things.
I'll be involved when it's good movies.
Yeah,
But when it's
exactly.
Like I said, I don't need to be involved.
I can
Greg,
go
you're walking home.
right now.
You do need to be involved.
Greg, you're hobbling home.
I have a broken leg.
He does have
and
a
you're
broken
gonna make
leg.
me walk home.
Yes.
It builds character, right?
Feels scary.
That's
What
right.
happens when we fall, Master
I'll
Bruce?
give you a knife.
We
You'll
learn to
survive.
pick ourselves back up.
Yeah, I would have my knife with me,
It's
but
been 3 days.
I work in a school, so I can't take it with me to work. I came right from work.
There you go.
All right. Well, we're talking about a Patreon voted correction. We've been doing video game series. We've been going through different stuff. We were doing it to lead up to the Super Mario Brothers movie.
No, see, here's the thing that I think really happened. We were talking about Mario Brothers, and then and we were talking about video games, and somebody, one of us, I'll take it, could be me, said was like, you know what we could do, Max Payne, and that was in an episode, and then somebody heard that and was like, torture.
Well, no, now, so I'll be honest. So when that was mentioned, and then I put together a poll on Patreon.
Yeah,
and I included Max.
At the end of the
Payne in
day,
poll.
it's whoever puts the polls
yeah,
up.
we put
Yeah,
the poll
that is
up.
true. You
I put
could
the
have
poll
rigged
up.
this.
I
and
wasn't
put
gonna
it
say
for
it,
other
but-
people.
Listen, but I
Put
also
other
had
stuff in there.
I also had Street Fighter: Legend of Chun-Li on there.
That could have been worse.
That could have. I think that would have
could have
probably
been
been
worse.
worse than this.
Probably, I
don't
agree.
know though. I haven't seen it.
I've seen it.
Don't vote for it.
Don't vote for it or
Don't
watch
vote
it.
for it. All right. Well, we've been doing some video game episodes because of Super Mario Brothers, and we did Super Mario Brothers, but there's still a few that we're going through that are Patreon voted, and we want to make sure
We probably should still
we
do the
respect-
old Super Mario Brothers.
we should. But
We should.
We
Or not.
respect our Patreon members, and so
We
if you
do.
if you vote for it,
Finally,
we're going to
getting
do it.
to it. We got
might-
to it.
Yeah.
We're here.
We might take a really long time.
We
might be
out
late,
here.
but we do it. We
Yeah.
do what you guys ask.
Yes.
So you guys voted for it, so we're going to be talking about it. So we're doing a regular old comic correction on the Max Payne movie from 2008. Oh, and it was
It was Maximum Pain.
Maximum Pain.
It was Max Payne.
I loved it.
This guy over here. He's going to have a double perfection.
You have an idiot too?
This guy. It's going to be a double perfection
Double
for Harry.
perfection.
I'm right here.
Yeah, right. I thought you said something else. No, you didn't. All right, so as always, we'll be going through our Carnage Report, our comic review, and then our verdict. And these ones, the bad ones, guys, we watch them so you don't have to. So if you like listening to things like this, if you like listening to podcasts about comic books and video games and movies, TV shows, and all those cool things, we do it right here every week.
Yes, sir.
And if you want to help us
sir.
out, there are 3 main ways you can help us out. One, just by liking and subscribing, hitting that bell. Make sure it helps us with the algorithm on YouTube. It really helps out our channel. And I've been looking at the analytics. I know you usually do.
Yep.
But I've been looking at it. And at this point, the people who watch, there's like 30 or 40% of them that watch aren't subscribed. So
What?
if you're in that percentage,
Sure, what?
subscribe. It's
Sure,
not
what?
hard. Just click a button. It's
Just
one
hit the
button.
button over here. It's
Hit that
over here
button. It's
somewhere. Over here
in the-
somewhere.
I
Just
don't
hit
know.
it.
Is it mirrored? It's somewhere. One of these
Hit
corners.
it.
And then the bell too.
And
Actually,
that.
well, the bell is really only if you want to hear us. We
Bell or
want the
don't bell.
subscription. Hit that subscription button.
Yep.
If you want to help us out in a little bit of a bigger way, you can go down.
Bigger.
Links in the description to our website right down here. You can go to that description and you can buy sweet merch like that, sweet merch like this, and sweet merch like all of that over there.
Swaggeroni.
Yes, you can go in there and you can buy stuff, and that helps support our show and make it better. And if you want to go to an even more personal way, you can go down into the description and hit our Patreon link.
You can write
down
us
there.
notes.
You could. You can. Well, you can on Patreon. You can comment.
Do you like me? Yes, no, maybe.
X for yes, O for no. You can go down there and click that link, and you can become a Patreon supporter. There's 3 different tiers. You get all different kinds of things, like voting on content, like Max
this.
Payne.
Yep.
You can also see behind the scenes stuff and get extra content, like extra podcasts, early access to our
Get the
podcasts,
fun stuff.
and discount codes to the sweet merch store on our website. So go and help us out. We would love it. We can't do this show without you guys. And you know what? We would have never
It just
watched.
wouldn't be very good.
We would have never watched Max Payne without these guys.
No, we wouldn't.
Nope. So-
Nope. Wouldn't have done it.
So thank you. Let's get into our Carnage report for Max Payne. All right, what do you guys think? How much money do you think this movie cost to make? And then how much money do you think it made? What do you think? We'll start with you, Harry. How much do you think it cost to make? And how much do you think it made?
Oh my gosh.
2008.
Yeah, 2008.
I'm gonna say
Marky Mark.
100
$100 million for the budget.
and 18.
18 million for the profits.
No, I said
Like you don't-
118.
Oh,
For
okay,
budget.
Okay.
And
okay. I was
probably-
like,
118 budget.
Harry,
I'd
you're
say-
not even in ballparks.
I don't think so. 118 for budget. What do you think? How much do you think it made?
135.
135.
Ooh,
All right.
solid guesses.
Those are good guesses.
Solid guesses.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say.
Actually, 18 million might be a better guess.
I'm gonna say. I don't know if I want to cross 100 million. I'm gonna say 98 million
98 for the budget.
for the budget.
Okay.
And I'm gonna say it made. 122.
120. Wow, you guys are generous.
Ooh. Interesting. Interesting.
The budget,
Yes, sir.
35 million.
Holy crap.
They made this movie
went to Marky Mark.
for 35 million dollars.
I'll look it up.
Look that
Yeah,
up,
how much
Harry.
did Marky
How
Mark
much
get?
did Mark Wahlberg get for this movie?
And the worldwide gross,
Yep.
a whopping 87 million.
Wow.
87 million.
I am actually
So it
completely
actually,
blown away and surprised by that.
compared to its budget,
It almost made 3 times its budget.
yeah, it made a good amount of money.
Wow. This is.
We don't really know why.
My whole dynamic is thrown off on this.
But
I'm,
it did.
I'm completely thrown off by
I
this
know, I'm
movie.
really confused. 20th
I'm
Century
really
Fox,
confused by this movie entirely.
35 million was
I
the
just
budget.
don't get it.
Google itself is like, how much did Mark Wahlberg get paid for? And it's like, did all the famous ones.
Yeah,
and then it was
yeah,
like
yeah.
M, and it was like Magic Mike, and then it was like Max, and it just didn't say
It
anything.
just didn't figure it out.
Max P, nothing.
Nothing.
I had to type out Max Payne,
Well,
the
you're
whole
So
thing.
what did you get?
You're gonna push enter. You're gonna push enter. It's
like,
gonna
what are
say-
you talking
It's
about?
gonna say 0.
Doesn't understand.
First thing that came up, 12 actors who got paid for a ton of awful movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
All right. Well, while you're looking that up, we're going to move on to cast. So let us know
Yeah.
when you find it. All right. So
Mark
cast
Wahlberg.
for Max Payne, Mark Wahlberg,
And the Funky
we're
Bunch.
done.
Yeah, that's all we
nobody
really-
else, right?
Well, I think Mila Kunis, but that's about it, right?
Really, Mila? I mean, she was. Yeah. So Mark Wahlberg came in as Max Payne. Which
Yeah.
How much do you think he did?
How much do you think he made?
Yeah.
I think he made.
18 million.
I'm going to say 8 million.
15.
15. You were real close.
But that's dude,
That's
$35 million
That's almost
budget.
half.
15 million.
It's
That means
almost
the
half.
entire rest of the movie was only made for $20 million.
I wonder how much Mila Kunis made.
Probably,
Yeah, like-
probably like 2 million, 3
Dude,
million.
this
She
movie
didn't
might
make
have
much, I'm
been
sure.
made for $10
Well,
million.
You know what? They had a stinger. So
Yeah.
they,
Well,
they
of course they did.
Well,
yeah,
so
I
they
know.
wanted a. Well, this was the now to give us some context, right? We were looking at this up.
Yeah.
2008 was when Iron Man 1 came out,
Yep.
and it was when The Dark Knight came out,
Yeah.
and it was when the movie Taken came out with
Yep.
Liam Neeson's.
That's actually giving people like
So there's some really great movies this year.
really great movies to compare to
But what I'm
in the
saying
same
is
year.
stingers weren't normal. This is not
I
a
don't
normal
know.
thing.
I hear you.
Wasn't
There
a
was
normal
still
thing yet.
after credit stuff that happened, but not as much
But what
as
I'm
it
saying
does
is
now.
that they were hoping it would be hoping it would get a sequel.
Clearly.
That's what they were hoping.
Well, it could have, according to the numbers.
I'm really
Like if you really
It
break
is-
down
I was looking at the trivia.
money made,
Yeah.
it like you could almost
Depends
justify
on how
a sequel.
depends on how
almost.
depends on how much they spend on advertising and
Yeah, 100%. I agree with you. But even they made more than double.
yeah. I was looking at some of the trivia was like it's rated one of the worst movies of all time.
Oh, I agree.
Was one of the trivia things. All right.
It's up there.
So-
It's up there.
Yeah. So Mark Wahlberg plays Max Payne, which not a bad casting.
I mean,
I'm not
honestly,
mad about that. I think
Honestly,
he would have been
if
fine.
you told me Mark Wahlberg, if I had never seen this movie, and you tell me Mark Wahlberg is going to play Max Payne, I'm with you.
Yeah, it'd been
I'm
like,
for it.
that's okay. It's not the worst.
Not the worst casting.
Not the worst casting in the world,
Nope.
but It is what it is. So Mark Wahlberg, Max Payne. Mila Kunis comes in as Mona Sachs, who is a Russian assassin involved in the mafia in the games.
Yep.
She's also Russian and an assassin in this movie, but she is also Mila Kunis. So,
yeah.
I mean, she's not, honestly, like, she's not the worst actress in the world, but as like a lead, she's not the best. She's not the most seasoned to like pull a film.
Well,
it didn't fly for me.
She's also like, all of her stuff to this point is mostly comedic.
Yeah, I was looking for Ashton Kutcher.
He
didn't show up.
Yeah, he didn't show up. But so she all of a sudden tries to be serious, and you're just like, you're just Mila Kunis. Like this, you can't really
trying
get
too
past
hard.
it.
And you know what?
She was a tryhard.
I respect it. Like, I respect her trying to.
I don't.
But you got to try. Like, I think she was probably trying to break out of like just doing comedic things.
This wasn't it.
Well, it just didn't work. And the movie suffered for it. I think
it just didn't work.
Yeah,
that's you're being so kind. You are trying to be so kind.
I'm trying to give the benefit of the doubt. All right,
of course you are.
Beau Bridges came in as BB. Beau Bridges is the younger brother of Jeff Bridges.
Yeah, Jeff Bridges' brother.
Yeah, and he was okay.
Couldn't get Jeff.
Couldn't get Jeff.
I mean,
he's a pretty good actor.
Yeah, Beau Bridges, he's fine.
Yeah.
He's a good actor. I'm not mad about him.
Oh, Bridges.
So he came in as BB. We got Ludacris coming in as Bravura.
Luda!
Chris. He's all right. I didn't think he was that bad. Like, he wasn't.
He belongs in one franchise and one franchise only.
Fast and Furious.
Family.
We got Robin. We got Chris O'Donnell.
Chris O'Donnell.
Chris O'Donnell. Jason
Did
Colvin.
they put contacts in his eye?
Contacts?
Looks like he had like super blue eyes.
He always has had that.
I know, but they looked like
you think even more so.
Well, I think in this movie they upped the contrast a lot in a lot of things.
Well, they had,
they tried to make it was that whole film noir feeling that they
Sin
kind
City
of tried to do.
Spirit, all of that style.
They didn't do it enough though. They should have done it more. The games are
they should have just done it to the extent where the whole screen was black.
With a big old the end.
Yep.
Fin.
It just comes up with an NA.
Yeah.
On it. It's like,
we saved you an hour and a half of time.
This game is
you got
tune
an hour
back
and a half
in
of
for
life.
never watching this.
Back.
So we also have. I thought this was kind of funny. I didn't know he was in this movie, and when he came on the screen, I was like, "Holy crap!"
Yeah.
Donald Logue.
Yeah.
He's
Gordon.
He's Bullock. Bullock in Gotham.
Yeah.
And he played the exact same character in this movie.
Literally the same one.
He plays the exact same character in pretty much every movie.
And you know what? I loved him. Like, I thought he was great. I really enjoyed his character. Yeah, it's just really good.
Cop character.
Yeah, with like, but he's a little scruffy, and he looks a little homeless at sometimes. But
he was in something else.
Super good.
Probably. I bet you he was playing a cop.
Let's see. No. Actually, when I was looking up his biography, he was in The Patriot, and he's in Blade.
Oh yeah, he was in Patriot.
Yeah, so he's done some cool stuff, and he was good.
Wait,
he was Dan Scott in The Patriot.
Yeah, he was the
Quinn in Blade.
Quinn.
Yeah. He's been in lots of good stuff.
Yeah, he was Quinn in Blade. Yeah, okay, I remember that. He's a part of the elite group of hunters.
Of the hunters
in Blade. Yeah,
he's good. So I mean, again, it's not that the cast was like overtly terrible.
No,
like they weren't like.
But it wasn't like an all-star cast.
No, but it wasn't. And you know what? You know what I really felt like.
It was Mark Wahlberg and the Funky Bunch.
Yeah. While I was watching this movie,
they were the Funky Bunch.
What I really felt like was I was watching a student film. Like the way
college student, but student film.
Sure.
I could say that.
Yeah. Like the way, just the dialogue was so bland.
Well, and it was almost as it was a movie that was trying to play off of the popular themes and popular styles of the time.
Right.
So everything was just a caricature of other movies.
I wouldn't even say time. I would say it was early 2000, like 01, 02 styles. So it was almost a little too late for it.
Like they caught it after the fact. Either way,
because those people were like that age when like during that time. So God bless you.
Not today.
Not today, Satan.
Nope.
Not today.
I'm alive still. I'm here still.
Those are pretty quiet for you.
I know they were. They were. For those of you who don't know, I already know how I die. It is by a sneeze. Carly's prepared. We're all well aware.
I get a little worried, though, when you hold it in.
Every sneeze.
When you hold it in, I get a little worried.
I can't hold it in. My head
you did right
literally... No, I didn't. I didn't
a
hold
little
it in.
bit.
Maybe held it back.
Held it back.
But I didn't hold it in. My head would literally explode if I held it in.
Next time, we just got to clap over his mouth and nose, just see what happens.
And that's how I go.
Boom!
And that's how I go.
You know what?
But if that's the case, be prepared to go with me because that type of explosion.
Nah, I don't want to clean the walls.
Yeah.
That's a mess, man.
In there, so you got to be aware.
Can't get them out of the walls.
Yeah, right? That's tough. Bleach and bleach and bleach.
Too much to deal with.
Doesn't work.
No.
All right. We're going to go over a little bit on the background here, and then we'll jump into our review. So, obviously, it's based off of the video game series that started on Windows on the PC, and then was brought over by Rocksteady and Tim consoles. There's 3 games. There's talks of a 4th.
Yes, sir.
And
yes,
then
there
there's
is.
Also talks of remasters of the first 2.
Solid games.
Solid
games. Really, really good games.
April 2022, they came out saying that they're going to make a remaster for Xbox Series X.
I don't blame them.
Of the first 2 games. And
I don't blame them.
I'd play them. I'd play them on remastered. That'd be sick.
Played them originally. I'd play them now.
I'd play them.
I only played the 3rd one.
That's the dude.
Yeah, I
never
never played
the new
them,
go-to right now. People don't
remastering.
Remastering. There's people our age don't. I don't think it's a shame. I think it's great.
But I'd like a new one. It's kind of like the movie thing where it's like it's cool they're doing all these remakes and they're fun. But I like original stuff too.
I hear you on that. But I like being able to replay some of my favorites
and see them
better. I think
it's
awesome.
Halo 2 is so much freaking fun.
The Master Chief Collection.
Oh my goodness, Master Chief Collection is great.
The BioShocks remastered, Fables remastered.
Fable 1's still pretty rough though.
Fable 1, yes, but still it's. But can you imagine what it looked like before?
Oh,
do you remember what it looked
terrible,
like? It was like
trash.
bit.
Yeah. All right.
Crazy.
So the video game, along with the one-shot comic, kind of talks about the history of Max Payne, and then the movie plays out for pretty much the first game. They make some pretty major changes, and we'll talk about that real quick here. So in the game, Max Payne is an undercover cop.
Yep.
He's lost his family a couple years ago.
Checks out.
And in the movie, he's not an undercover cop. In the movie, he works in the unsolvable case room. He's not actually out in the field.
Cold case.
Yeah, he's cold case.
Yeah. So a little bit different because actually that plays into one of the bigger changes in the movie.
Right.
That in the movie, he goes out kind of looking for solving his wife's murder.
Yeah.
In the games, he's a plant in the Italian mafia. In the city, and so he's like undercover in the mafia. And there are connections. He finds during his time undercover, he finds about that the Valkyr, the drug that is being peddled in the mafia, and he finds that there's a connection there between that and his wife's murder. Mm-hmm. So there's a connection there in the movie too.
He makes the connection while he's undercover. In this one, he knows
he finds it.
He finds it
by a Russian prostitute and his partner,
and a reflection in the mirror.
That was so dumb. No, not in the mobile.
That's what. In the mobile. Not a mirror. How dumb is that? He's like, oh, actually, I remember seeing this dude's face in the mobile. It's like that's so dumb. Right.
Anyway, in the game, he ends up.
It's Beau Bridges too, right?
It is.
Well, eventually,
Eventually, he sees Beau in the. So in the game, it's way cooler in the game. In the game, he is pinned for a murder, framed for a murder, that makes him an enemy of the cops. And he's also framed for a murder that makes him an enemy for the mafia.
Yeah, he's a man. He's a man on an island.
Right, and so he's wanted by both groups, and they're constantly going after him.
Crew.
Yeah. During that, he meets a guy named Jack Lapino, who's one of the smaller bosses in the game. He's also in the movie, but he's been changed into a military guy that takes the drug as like a super soldier serum.
Yes, he does.
Which, again, is not in the game. He's also not a military guy in the game. They changed all of that, kind of made it like a Captain America thing.
They give him these visions.
Yeah, they have all these demon visions of the
hallucinations.
Yeah. And they talk about, like, the game does reference the nightmares. And, like, when Mona overdoses Max in the game, he has nightmares of his wife's death. Right. But it's never like this big demon. Like, it looked like Constantine.
They were. Stuff. Again, this is going to this connection between all of these movies.
Storyboard for this movie was like, all right, we're going to compile like 7 different movies.
Yes, sir. Yes, it was.
Like, okay.
Yeah, so...
Whoa. Tell me more.
Tell me more.
Wait,
so have you seen these 7 movies?
All of these movies worked?
Which 7?
Constantine, Sin City, The Punisher.
Yes, sir.
And what were the other ones we're talking about?
Mario Brothers.
Yes.
No, The Spirit.
The Spirit. Yeah.
Even like 300. Like it was a lot of that Frank Miller look of like the over exaggerated whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
before you had my attention. No, before you had my curiosity. Now you have my attention.
So the end of the first game results in Mona and Max teaming up. I don't know where Mike came from.
It's
there
about
even a Mike
as accurate. It's about as accurate.
Mona,
Mike Payne.
My Payne? Yes. Mona and Max team up and they go after the mafia, and they end up coming to find out that BB is involved in the death of his wife, just in the movie.
Yeah.
He ends up killing BB. In the game, he kills him in the parking lot, like parking garage. In the movie, he kills him on a helipad.
Yep.
But in the
everybody
game,
dies on a helipad.
Yeah, well,
like any good villain.
Yeah.
In the game, Nicole Horn, who's kind of like the mastermind of the whole BB controversy and all the stuff coming after his wife.
Yeah.
She is the one who's killed on the helipad, and she is the one who kind of like is revealed to be the puppeteer of all of this for Max Payne. In the movie, we don't even see her.
For all of Max's pain.
Yeah.
Right. In the movie, we don't even see her until the end credits scene when they get a newspaper. He shows it to Mona, and there's like there's a whole deal about the
connection.
Connection to her and the drug and everything.
Yeah.
I mean, we see her in there, though.
Yeah, she's
in the movie.
She's in the car occasionally. She's like the boss of that company.
Yeah.
She's the person that walks up and says, "I'm sorry, if you need anything." Blah, blah, blah,
the deep dark.
The corporation.
Yep, the corporation. Yeah,
but she actually isn't the culmination of this movie, because I bet you they were trying to kind of stretch that storyline to the second movie.
Of course they were. Of course they were.
Didn't work because the movie was terrible.
Nope. Milk that cow.
Milk it. All right, let's talk about our comic review. All right, comic review. I'm going to go first. I want to get out of the way.
First.
I hated this movie.
Hit it.
It was terrible. I very rarely fall asleep in movies. I almost fell asleep twice in this movie.
Really?
Yeah.
Still didn't. Almost did, though.
I didn't because of you. Because of the fans.
Wow.
I knew we needed to get
good for you.
Thank you. I know.
Give the man some credit. Give the man some due.
Unsung heroes.
There goes my hero.
Watch
him as he goes asleep.
Oh, man, I was fading. And you know what? It was like for a movie that's based on like shoot 'em up and like constant action, because the game had it. This movie had action, but it was like 5% of the movie, and it was slow as all get out.
Yeah, I know.
They did the bullet time like twice. The one time when he goes backwards with the shotgun.
Oh yeah,
in slow motion and shoots the guy behind him. It was kind of cool.
Matrix,
but yeah, the Matrix. But
it
took him like 30 minutes.
Add another one.
The Matrix.
That's true.
Throw the Matrix in there.
But it took it like 3 times longer than it should for him to go back and shoot that guy with the shotgun. Anyway, so man, my biggest pet peeve of this movie, honestly, was the dialogue. Like I could not stand when like any character opened their mouths. It was just really bad. I couldn't. Every time they tried to say something that was like quippy, it was just like it was such a cringy one-liner. And then I mean I'm not a big fan of the games. I never really played them. But like going back and researching the games, and realizing that like there wasn't even a redeemable aspect of it actually following the movie or actually following the game's plot. It just made me so upset. And also they missed a chance. Mona's sister was renamed. How terrible is that? Mona's sister was renamed in the movie to Natasha. And when I was reading up on the game, her sister's name is Lisa.
Mona Lisa.
And they ruined the opportunity. I didn't even get a chuckle out of the names.
I didn't even get a little giggle.
Get a chuckle.
Didn't even get a giggle.
Man, it was harsh. It was just really bad. And it makes me sad because I like Mark Wahlberg. I think he's a fine actor. He's not like my favorite, but I think he's great. Like I think he does some great stuff.
Yeah.
He can be really good.
Yeah.
And I think he was trying. I really do think he was kind of trying.
I wasn't joking earlier. Did you know that he was nominated for an Oscar and almost won for The Departed?
For The Departed?
He had actually won the Golden Globe. He had won the... What's the one before the Oscar?
The Grammys?
No,
Tonys.
No,
Tonys?
No, that Tonys are
The
Tonys
Academy
are-
Awards?
It's not
No, it's
the
the same
Academy
thing.
Awards is the Oscars.
Is the Oscars. The Razzie?
No, I don't.
He probably
that's
won
not-
one
he's
for
probably
that.
won a Razzie before.
Burning Man.
It might have just been
Burning
the
Man?
So there's a series of these different award shows leading up to it, and
Yeah.
usually you can get a good
The Golden
prediction
Globes?
of who's gonna. It might just be the Golden Globes. I don't know, but you can usually SAGs.
Oh, the
Screen
SAGs.
Actor
Yeah,
Guild
Screen Actor
Awards.
Guild Awards.
So he won, I believe,
For
the
Max
Screen
Payne.
Actor Guild. Not for Max Payne. Jeez, no.
No.
So in The Departed, he's
Yeah.
in The
Yeah,
Departed.
he's good.
I believe less than 20 minutes.
Probably.
And
He's like the straight-laced cop, right?
majority, the vast majority of his lines are curse words. Like it's almost entirely
and insults
curse
to your
words
mother.
and insults to your
mother.
Yeah. So
sense.
he does that
a
and
great
gets
movie.
nominated for an Oscar and wins other awards for it.
Yeah.
And then he's also in this movie.
But you know what I say to that is that all those curse words that he used in this dialogue in The Departed
yeah.
felt very real.
Oh
Like
yeah.
it felt like a real person would say that.
Sure.
But
Well-
no one in their right mind would say the things that he said in this movie.
There's a very, very good chance. I don't know him personally, but there's a very good chance he was just being himself in The Departed.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know, man. He's pretty religious.
He
Yeah.
is.
He's pretty soft spoken.
You're right.
Yeah,
You're right.
what I've watched
In
like
his older age, I guess maybe.
I've watched
Maybe not
like
Marky
his-
Mark.
I think in his
Wow.
older age, I think he's gone through. I think he's
seen-
gone through a lot of his life and changed a lot, and
Have you
he's grown a
seen
lot,
the-
and I believe a large part due to his faith,
Yeah.
as you had shared. He's a devout Catholic.
Yeah. He
but
prays and like he gets up super early to make sure he can pray
he has
and
that
read the Bible.
ridiculous
and
schedule.
He
He
gets
is
up at
that.
3 in
He's like The
morning.
Rock.
Yeah.
He's like The Rock.
Yeah.
Have you heard his interview with Tom Holland where he's like, just do the exact opposite that I've done? He's like, by the time I was your age, I was arrested like 3 times. Like, he's
Right.
like, just don't
Yeah.
do what I did. So yeah,
He
had a
actually
pretty
just
messed up
did. He
childhood.
did a movie, Father Stew.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
right
now
where
about-
he's
yeah.
it's like he's like a boxer that becomes a
No, he was like. Oh, maybe
I
it
think
was a
he was.
boxer.
I think he's a
Was he
boxer, and then he
went to
becomes
jail,
a priest.
and then he goes, and then
Yeah.
once he comes out, he becomes a priest.
All I know
You
is
guys are
he has
putting me
the-
to sleep with Max Payne.
He has
Sorry.
the grossest mustache in the world in
Sorry.
that movie.
So yeah.
All right. So what did you think? What did you think
He's
about
an
the
amazing
movie?
actor. Here's the thing.
Yeah.
I have played the Max Payne games.
Yeah.
And I know the
I'm
synopsis
glad
you
you
just
have because I
shared.
haven't.
I know the synopsis you just shared makes it sound like they were so far from the actual storyline in the Max Payne
Hey, with the
games.
Italian mafia, what didn't even exist in this movie?
I know that, but there are a lot of elements that still existed within within this. Like they are completely. I think the issue is they're completely dramatized. Like
Okay.
they are not
Overly dramatized,
They are
you're saying?
overly dramatized in this movie. The aspect of the demons, like, almost
Yeah.
feels as though like
They're
it's
Valkyries,
actual-
okay? Can you put some respect on their name?
well,
You're
but
exactly
they're
right.
not.
I'll
Aren't
put some
aren't Valkyries all women?
Usually.
Back-
All these
Valkyries.
dudes were dudes. They were demon dudes.
Do you know that?
I
Do
looked.
they identify as dudes?
All right.
I looked pretty close.
Here's what I'm saying. That became a central part of the storyline.
Yeah.
It makes no sense. It doesn't belong
no.
there, but there is a basis for it. Okay.
Oh, sure. Yeah. That drug created crazy hallucinations in the
right
game.
in the
Yeah.
game.
We
it
never
created,
saw
yes.
them, but they talked about them.
yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
And it was referenced to Norse mythology.
Yeah.
In the game.
There are a lot of characters that are pretty directly from the game.
Sure.
Like, yes, he's changed in terms of he's not a undercover cop. He is a
Right.
cold case cop. But his storyline around, like, the relationship with Bo, the storyline
yeah.
with his wife, her death,
Sure.
and the plot around all of that.
The connection to the drug.
A lot
and
of it is
yeah.
still pretty accurate. Here's the
Sure.
thing. You hear, and I said this earlier on, Mark Wahlberg is playing Max Payne.
Right.
I want to root for that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I want that to be a good movie.
Yeah.
And they botched it.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
and
did.
it's not some of the, I would argue, here's my argument.
Okay.
It is not the changes that they made
Okay.
around some of the character choices and
The core
even
material.
necessarily leaning into some of the demon stuff a little bit more and showing that a little bit more.
Sure.
Is it completely too much? Yes, it was way too far.
Yeah, what I don't understand is did they actually tear Natasha apart or did she tear herself apart?
Right.
That doesn't make
Who
any
knows?
sense.
They don't
Who
tell
knows?
about it. They don't
Because,
say
like,
anything about
because
it.
the other dude that's like the peddler that they went to,
Yeah.
That one makes sense.
Yeah.
Because he like jumps himself.
Right.
So like, yes, we saw the demon pull him, but like, it's obvious that he's like committing suicide. He's jumping out.
Thank you. Yes.
Right? So like, that one makes sense. But Natasha was literally like, they found her arm.
Right.
Like, it's just like her arm and like her.
Right.
Like,
he doesn't. So
Max-
that's
I
what I'm
mean, the
saying.
only thing that
It's
you can think
overly
of is that
traumatized.
the guy that's
Maybe the dude.
Jake, he had his katana or sword thing.
And he was watching her on
but he
the
was
roof.
watching it, so it's like, did he jump down and kill her with the
Probably.
things?
That's probably. That's probably right.
But like, you had to come to this conclusion
Yeah,
yourself.
I didn't.
Yes.
I didn't.
Yes,
I didn't come
Harry.
to that.
Yeah.
Yes.
I just
exactly.
thought. I just thought she had the willpower to. You know what? She wanted to get out of that movie so
wanted-
badly. She was like,
wanted
"This
out.
movie's horrible."
She's like, my name's Lisa.
I'm a reference to a painting.
So the connection there is you are supposed to make that he jumped down and he's the one who kills her, and it's this whole
I guess
thing.
that makes sense. I didn't even think about that until you said
But-
that. That makes a lot of sense.
I actually don't think that that's the major problem.
Oh,
I
yeah,
think
right.
the major problem is all of the writing.
Yeah,
The dialogue,
That's-
like you had said,
100%.
is actually
It's so
the
bad.
entirety of the problem here.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
pacing is
I
so
mean,
so
You
bad.
could. We've talked about changes like these. We have seen less accurate movies, and we've been okay with it because there's still accuracy,
Sure,
and they create their own story.
sure.
They just created a terrible story here, and they
Yeah.
wrote it like a third grade play.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
real bad.
Like I don't know how to describe it other than that. I make no personal. I actually don't see any person playing the character that they're playing. I
Yeah.
see Mark Wahlberg talking to Mila Kunis. Like I do not see Max Payne talking to
Ludacris was
Mona. Like I
Ludacris
don't.
was completely different.
Ludacris is Luda in this movie. Like
Right.
I don't see anyone playing an actual character. I just see them being on a screen saying words.
Have you
like
seen,
that's it.
Have you seen the Jimmy Fallon bit where it's the children's theater where they write a script
Right.
of the movie and then they
Yes.
act it out? That's
Yes.
what it feels like.
That's what it feels
That's
like.
what
It's
it feels like.
exactly what it feels
Yeah.
like. So
Yeah, it does.
that is the major problem.
Yeah.
Like I said, we have seen less accurate movies or less comic accurate movies and been okay with it. I actually think they
Sure.
took certain things, and yes, maybe the demons is a big flag for me. It's way overstretched.
Yeah.
But and you have to make certain leaps. But again, that could have been recovered. Like I honestly believe
Sure, that could have been in there.
that
and
could
still
have been in
okay.
there. They had the pieces there for it to be okay. And I'm not saying it would have been a great movie, but I'm saying it could have been a lot better than what we got. The dialogue just destroys it.
So, question. I mean, you played the third one, but it might. Is the drug in the third one?
Is
Like
that drug?
That drug.
Not that
the
I
va-
know of.
Okay, so then I'll ask you because I haven't played it, so I don't know. Does the drug like give you like superpowers?
Yeah. Gives
It
you,
does,
like,
okay.
No, but it gives you like
Like
The
no
slow
fear.
down shooting.
the
drug is what gives you the slow down shooting.
right. It gives you the ability to be able to
He
move
did that,
faster.
he did that before he took the drug.
No, he didn't.
Max Payne did
When?
when he did the backwards shotgun. Wasn't
That
that?
doesn't even make any sense.
He did that before he took because he didn't take the thing until he was like
Oh, and when he
shot
was
up.
in the river and he was shot up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then he took it, and
So
like the sky opened, and
It's
he became
supposed
like a
to give
monster.
you for a temporary period of time. It's supposed
Makes
to give
you
you
even faster and stronger.
stronger, faster healing.
Okay, all right. Well, that's good. They didn't really explain that well in the movie,
Right, and actually,
So
it
when he
also is
took it, I
supposed
thought
to
he was
make
gonna
you
die.
more. It's supposed to make you more. Your reflexes, like
it
that's
heightens
where I
everything.
think heightened reflexes as well. Because what goes along with it is that's why I thought like the bullet when they were using the what is it, bullet time?
Bullet time, yeah.
When they were using that, it was only when he was on that drug.
I
But
thought
you're
that- I
right.
think the shotgun one was
I think
before.
the shotgun might have been before.
I mean, even if
and
it
if
wasn't,
that's
it-
the case, it just doesn't add up.
It was right before.
It was
because
before,
right
right?
after that, that's
It's when he
they-
ends in the river.
That's when Bo kills the guy, and then
Yeah.
they take him and then they knock him out.
and they put him in the river.
Yeah,
And
it just
yeah.
doesn't add up.
Yeah,
It just doesn't add
And-
up.
Well, but I'm glad that actually happens in the game, though. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like it wasn't clear in the movie that I know it was like, oh, it makes you less fearful,
Sure.
and that it worked for that one, the dude with the tattoos on his face.
Well, it kind of worked for
Well, it worked for him better than like the other
than
test
the most
subjects.
than most of them. Yeah, it drove
like, I
all of
didn't-
the others fully crazy, where he was
Right.
only partially crazy.
Right, but I feel like it wasn't clear that like if Mark Wahlberg took it, he could then like be super powered and bust through everybody. Like the skies opened up and he became like a demon powered dude.
Again, this is where it goes to like they lean on this trope of like only 1 out of 1,000 it
Right,
worked
right.
for.
Well, yeah, and then it was him
like,
too.
and it was him too. Like, you knew the whole time.
Yeah.
You knew the whole time he at some point was going to take this drug, and it was going to be him too.
I thought it was going to kill him.
What?
I thought it was going to kill him. I didn't.
What?
I didn't.
You honestly are looking
No.
at me in the face,
Well,
in the eyeballs,
no,
and
when he-
you're telling me that you didn't know within the first 30 seconds of that
he was
drug
gonna-
being introduced that he was going to take it and he was going to be one of the survivors.
Nah, I
You-
didn't do that.
Then what did you think was going to happen at the end? He was going to take the drug, fall in the water, and die?
Well, no, I didn't think he was going to take the drug.
Oh my gosh. What
So-
movies? What movies have you watched? Harry,
I didn't say
am I
I didn't
wrong?
see it.
Am I wrong here?
I was half asleep while I watched this movie too.
Dude,
All right,
that
I'll
is
start.
every movie. That is every movie that sets up like that.
I didn't think it was set up well.
This thing is
I
only
believe it.
1 in a million. Guess
Yeah.
who's the 1 in the million? The main character.
The villain was.
It's always the case.
I thought he was going to kill the villain without the powers because he's just like us.
It's literally, oh my gosh, Captain America. Captain America.
Well, no,
The
they didn't-
Tesseract, it makes you the superhuman serum.
Yeah,
It
the superhero.
it makes the good better and it makes the bad worse.
Well,
Guess
that
what's
wasn't-
going to happen? He's going to take the freaking drug and he's going to get better.
Yeah.
He's going to be busy heightened better is better.
Yeah, it was
It's
good.
ridiculous.
I like that movie better. What do you think, Terry?
So
I'm jacked up right now.
the
Where are my demons?
Are you done your energy drink?
Yeah, I've been
biggest
done.
part-
That's,
the
that's
biggest
my
parts of these
thing, drugs.
things.
Yeah, go ahead, Harry.
biggest part about this movie is that every single time a scene cut, you had to make up and come to a conclusion of what happened in between that scene
Yeah, right.
and the next scene. You're like, wait, why are they in a car driving to a
Big
funeral?
jumps. Big
What?
jumps in story.
Well, wasn't
Big
there
jumps.
And
some
then-
where it was like raining, and then the next scene was snowing? And the next
Sure,
scene was clear? Like,
absolutely.
it was really
Then there's
confusing.
snow on the ground and it's torrential downpour, and Mark Wahlberg's just out in the rain like, look at me. No, stop.
Spitting image.
It's
by
thank
the
you.
way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
my hair and everything.
Everything.
Literally, I mean, you're talking.
Wait,
this
he
is the
looks like him, right?
combination of. This is the combination of the Spirit, Sin City,
Yep.
The Matrix,
Punisher.
Punisher.
Yep.
What else have we said so far? I can't even.
No, I think
Ma-
that was pretty
Matrix.
much it.
No, I
He
said
said
that. I
Matrix.
just said the
Yeah.
Matrix. That's only 4 though that I said. There was definitely more.
Trash.
Clone Wars.
What? Don't speak ill of Clone Wars.
Constantine.
Constantine.
Very
Thank
much like
you.
So, anyway, so
Constantine.
this every single time there was a scene cut, there was just like you had to make up time within
Yeah.
that time, and then you're just falling behind at
That's
that point.
that's what I'm saying. The
And
writing
the other
on this
thing
was
with that
just
is with the
joke.
writing is that they're like, okay, like that, don't talk to that guy. You know, like you leave a dead dog dying, and it's like, okay, and then so you're either supposed to have played the games and
Yeah.
And know what
quasi
happened.
understand what
Quasi
happens with
understand what
him.
happened. Yep.
But even then, they come to different conclusions within the movie. So it's like, okay, so you then see a little bit of character development later on, almost in the middle of the end of the movie with his wife and baby,
Yep.
and
right,
saying
right,
like,
right.
she loved art. We were doing a college fund because she loved art. Well, we
Oh,
wouldn't
yeah.
know she loved art because we don't even know what her name is.
Yeah,
Right,
BB
right.
set up the fund, right?
Who the heck is BB?
He's Bo.
No, I know, but like nobody knows who BB is. They're like, in
No,
the
it's
end of the
true.
movie, he's like,
That's true.
I was partners with his dad for years. It's like,
Well, yeah, and when you
that's great to know now.
the
Yeah.
first time
After you just
meet him-
shot him.
Yeah.
the first time you meet him, he makes some mention of like, well, I took care of it because we're like family,
That's it.
and it's like, who's this dude?
But in what regards? You're not Vin Diesel. You can't just throw family around.
Well, and we've been in the movie for like 45 minutes at this point.
Yes.
and we've never even heard this guy's
This
name.
isn't.
and I'm
this
like,
isn't
so wait,
Fast
he
and the
used to
Furious,
be a
yeah.
cop. Now he's what? And then eventually they're like,
security.
he's head of security. And
Head
it's
of
like,
security.
what?
Do you know
What,
how many head
four-
of
four head of
security?
security?
Do you know how many head of security we deal with in all of this stuff? Like Punisher,
Yeah.
that's exactly what.
Yeah.
Like I'm now head of security, head of the private security.
private security.
Private security.
Yeah.
And it's
Do
so
you trust
there's
anyone?
that.
Do you trust anyone who's
Head of
literally
security.
head of private?
I thought I was
security?
head of security for Legion.
Head of private security for Legion.
Only John Favreau and
Only
Harry
John
Chapin.
Yeah.
You got your badge?
Got your
Got
badge.
He says, hey, he's holding the FaceTime up here, and he says, hey, four head of security. I love it.
So there's that. There's just
Sure.
so many jumps in the movie itself.
That's
You have to
insane,
make it up. Then
man.
there's jumps in the story where you're like, I don't know who
I'm
that
really
person
glad,
is.
I'm really glad you said that because I thought it was just me falling asleep all the
No,
time. But
that's the movie. That's the
Time travel.
movie.
That's the movie.
It's literally the movie.
I want to root
guess
for
I
this
didn't miss
movie.
anything.
I actually
Sure.
want to root for this movie because I really
don't.
like Mark Wahlberg. I really like Max
yeah.
Payne. It should be. It should have been.
Max
a marriage.
Payne was the best franchise that came out of Remedy Entertainment games.
It should have been.
You
a
had
marriage
Alan
made in
Wake.
heaven.
Alan
Right.
Wake was not good.
yeah,
And the other one that was big, besides the other ones I don't even remember, was Quantum Break.
Quantum Break. Yeah.
Yeah.
Quantum Break was okay,
All right.
Yep.
but these games kind of fell flat on their face.
Max Payne was the champ.
And Max Payne was a champ. And then you have
was different. It was
Rockstar
different
pull, and they're like, you know what, we're going to take Max
We're going
Payne.
to take that.
Right.
We're going to
And
take
we're gonna
that.
put it on the major.
And so you have
consoles
Grand
and-
Theft Auto, which I guess we can name in this podcast. We can't talk about
It's
it at
rated
all.
M for the masses.
Yes. So you have that, and then you have the great Red Dead Redemption that is made by Rockstar.
Redemption.
And there's other games,
that's-
but those are the two
What
heaviest
does Jack
hitters.
Black say?
That's
That's
a-
adult. That's adult things.
That's an
That's
adult
adult
thing.
things.
That's a real,
It's not
real
video
life
games.
American.
Yeah. It's history.
Yeah.
So it's like you have those, and then you're like Max Payne 3. And it's like
Yeah.
Max Payne 3. I played Max Payne 3. It was okay, but I didn't finish it because I was like,
I feel like it kind of
eh.
does. It kind
I-
of go. in the
It just
same-
doesn't even go along with his. It's not his storyline. It's
Yep.
because
Yep.
some lady that helped him's daughter went missing, or kid, or whatever, and he goes down to South America and starts shooting people. Well, shocker.
Would you say that Max Payne is kind of in that same vein of like the Uncharted games, where it's like they're
Yeah,
they're okay,
they're
they're not like
okay.
amazing,
They're
but
not groundbreaking.
but they're fine. Like they're fine.
They're just
games.
more
Yeah.
violent Indiana Jones games.
I want to
Right.
root for. I want to root for this, and it just every turn that you try and make on it, like
You know what I
it
wanna
fell
root-
And don't
into
get me
every
started
trap.
on the guns in this
Let's say
movie.
that's
Oh
I was
my
gonna say.
gosh.
You know me and guns.
You know what I was gonna say. You know what I want to root
How
for?
many shots?
I want to
How
root
many
for
shots
how
in each
big
gun?
his clips are.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
my word.
Because we were talking about this earlier, Harry. He has
a 30,000 round magazine on his handgun.
The scene where Robin gets shot,
Yeah.
where Chris O'Donnell gets shot, and he like has to get away from all those SWAT guys.
He's,
Oh
he,
my
it looks
God.
like
Got a
he. You know what?
pistol.
You know what it is? It's the beginning of the other guys where they're just shooting
Yes.
randomly and
Yeah.
like
Yes.
people
Yeah.
are like getting.
And he
stro-
gets them all.
and yeah,
He gets them all with a pistol
he's
that has like
he had
35 shots.
that's
in
like
it.
a 16 round magazine
right.
in that handgun.
3 times
And
as many.
these there's at least 8 to 12 men with
He doesn't miss.
8 of them having fully automatic
He don't miss.
SMGs.
Yeah, we haven't established that though.
and 4 other guys having shotguns, and they could not hit
And
him.
they've got SWAT gear on. He's got to hit
Yes.
him like right in the neck if he's going to hit
And
him.
he's running with this pamphlet, and he's like Han Solo. Does Han
don't
Solo
miss.
hit anyone? No.
You know
Max
what-
Payne does though.
You know what
Yes,
it
he
kind of
does.
reminded
Some
me
guy's
of?
like, "Ah, my jugular." Get the heck out of
You
here.
know what it also kind of reminded me of? We were talking about the Matrix. It kind of reminded me of like a really bad version of the bank scene
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I
where
can
they're
see that,
running through and like flipping and not getting hit.
Yeah.
But except he was just flailing about and not getting hit.
But the best part too with that
This is the end of like all the worst parts of these movies that we've just named. Like
Yeah.
all of the bad things in
Yeah.
each of
2
these
of them had
movies,
Keanu Reeves in them.
they put together into one of these.
I want a new
he
Constantine.
redeemed himself with John Wick,
And
who
Constantine
now who
2.
reloads and uses gun work like a champ,
And he
like a
actually
real
can
human
shoot.
being.
Yeah.
Keanu
Anyway,
in real
it was
life.
just like it was brutal to watch. Like there would be like a shot go off in the gun, and then like later on the muzzle flash would be randomly in the scene. Like it's not
Yeah.
even at the end of the gun.
Yeah.
Just what was going on?
and it would be
Muzzle flash is
it
in the
would
barrel.
be
It's
right?
at the end
It's
of the barrel.
It's at the end of the barrel.
Yeah,
no, it comes out the handle.
Comes out the handle.
comes out your butt.
That's where the muzzle.
And you know what? Some of this might.
That's what your
just-
sound is.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, he made that. That's you, isn't it? Isn't that a
I
Harry
did make
original?
this.
He made
I was
that.
up in my room doing little
He
fart, and I
shot
was
a
like,
gun.
"Nope, that's not it.
You're like, I could do this.
Delete
Wait,
that.
Wait,
It's
wait,
really
wait,
real.
wait, wait. I didn't quite get it
Nope,
right.
that's not it."
But you know, and some of these
There it is.
things could be excusable. Sure.
Yeah,
Like
we would
I
look
said-
past one of these,
No,
maybe 2.
but even
Not
if-
all of them.
But
no,
even-
I was
I
try,
would even
try,
almost-
and it's like
Listen, I would even almost say all of them if they looked good.
Sure.
But like,
not just that.
If there
I
was
think
just character development
So the
and the
first-
scenes didn't cut
if
the way they
writing-
cut.
If
Right.
writing just made
but
sense.
I mean, like,
if writing just made
the
sense.
first time we see him in action when he goes into that subway bathroom and the
Yeah.
guys come in and he's blowing off the doors.
Yeah, it was cool. Even though
It
that's a
looks-
5-round
right,
gun.
way too many shots.
Even
but
though that's a 5-round gun.
it
There was
looks-
8 doors.
it looks super cool.
Yes.
Like if
Yes.
the rest of the action pieces
Yeah.
looks that cool, then
Right.
it might be like, okay, it's a video
Sure.
game movie. He can have more bullets. It looks cool. But then the rest of them were just super sloppy. Like you said, it looks like there's no way he's hitting anybody, and yet he kills everybody.
Yeah.
It's so weird.
Yeah.
It's so bad.
You know what drug did or redeemed like that type of a story was the Batman. Like the drop heads and stuff.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, yeah. In the new
like
Batman?
they did it right.
Yeah.
Yes,
drop heads
they
were creepy.
Yes, they did.
They were like poop emoji people.
Onion heads.
The onion heads. Yeah.
Onion heads.
All right, verdict.
Yeah.
Verdict.
Ready.
Can we end this?
I'm ready.
Yeah, we're ending this.
Verdict time. All right. Well, we'll let you go last because you've actually played the first game.
Yeah, go ahead.
So you can go last. Harry, what do you think? What's your verdict, man?
Dude, garbage. Hot pile
Both?
of garbage.
Both?
Yes.
Okay. I mean, we don't have to belabor this. Like we don't have to
That's
go
it.
too
Yeah,
long.
He's just, I'm done.
I'm done.
Why are you move on?
Garbage.
He was done before you said
we don't have to belabor this.
He was already
I understand.
done. I understand.
Signed, sealed, delivered. Garbage. I'm yours.
I didn't want to cut him off.
No, but wait. Hold on. There is a specification here.
No.
Is it garbage or is
Or
it
a hot pile of garbage. Yeah, that's true.
And what for both? This is where
It's
Remember, you're going to be.
what's the
judged on
first
this for
one?
the rest of your
Comic.
life.
comic first.
Comic.
It's garbage.
Yep.
It's garbage.
Oh.
Classy.
Look
Garbage.
what you've done.
I know what I did.
Look what
And-
you've done.
Proud of me?
No.
Personal opinion second.
Yes.
Yeah. Garbage, and then your opinion.
Garbage.
Garbage and garbage.
I would
Solid.
rather watch that than
Wow.
Love and Thunder.
Garbage.
Wow.
Ooh, good call.
Oh man.
Just saying.
Yeah,
I
probably.
never want to watch Love and Thunder again.
Yeah.
I'm with
I
you.
would watch
With you.
I
Max
would
Payne and
say-
Victoria asked me. She's like, I want to watch Max Payne. I would question it, but I'd still watch it.
I would say though. I would
Yes,
say,
I want to watch Love and Thunder. I said, please excuse me. I'm just going to go drive
You go
home.
ahead and do that.
I would
you
say
go ahead
this-
and do
the
that.
second time I saw Love and Thunder, it wasn't as bad.
You contemplated your life. You said,
No,
why am I on this
well,
rock?
No, it's because my wife is very into the MCU movies, and she didn't see it the first time, so I wanted to make sure she got a chance to see it. I would say it wasn't as bad as the first time, and here's why: because I went into it knowing it was garbage,
I guess so.
and so there was at least still a few moments that I chuckled. In this movie, oh my goodness! In this movie, I never wanted to ever anything again.
Avada Kedavra.
The boy who died.
The boy who lived come to die.
So I would say comic accurate or video game accurate. I would say garbage, and I would say for me a hot pile of garbage. It has to be a hot pile of garbage. It was so bad.
Gotcha.
My skin crawled watching it.
Yeah.
Understood.
Logan,
Garbage.
garbage.
For comic accuracy.
Yeah.
I think there were too many changes, but I don't think some of the things that were carried over push it into hot pile of garbage.
No,
it's not a completely.
After you said those things,
Yeah,
I
it's not
agree.
a
I was going to
completely
originally
different-
put it there.
Yeah. I was I was
good.
thinking there as well. This is tough. I mean, I'm throwing it in hot pile of garbage personally. Especially because I wanted it it should have been better. I wanted it to be better, and then it was worse than like, you know, the movies where you're like, I'm actually kind of looking forward to what this could have been, and then you're like, how did they do that?
Yeah.
How'd they do it
How
that
did
bad?
they do
My
it
boy.
that badly?
Yeah.
They did my boy wrong. You my boy Blue. And so I'm definitely in hot pile of garbage. I look forward to our bottom five because
this might be in there.
This
might be in there.
I have to now.
We've seen more movies.
I was ready to go, and then I watched this movie, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is gonna shake things up.
Thank you, Patreon. You shook it
It's
up.
gonna shake up my bottom
Way
five.
to be shooken.
Yeah. Well,
The shaker has become the shaked, and the shirker is the shaked.
the
Has been
shirker
shaketh.
Has been shaketh.
has been shookened. All right. Well,
All right.
don't go watch Max Payne.
Nope.
Instead,
Just watch this.
Go watch the other guys.
Check this out. Watch the other guys.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we will see you guys in the next episode of the Legion of Comic Correction.